All right. Hi, everybody. We have the beautiful Britt McPhail here. Thank you so much for coming on to the Claude Code to share a little bit of your story and your experience with my Glow Getters program. Why don't we start by telling the audience a little bit about who you are, what you do, where you're from, all the things.
Welcome to the Claude Code!
Okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. Yes, thanks for having me. I'm a New Orleanian from New Orleans,
Right.
and recently moved to the beach about 4 hours away.
Oh.
Yep. And then I'm in food and wine. So my background is wine sales, but I'm actually selling a tequila brand, a luxury tequila brand with one of my dear friends.
Wow. Now I know the first thing people are thinking out there, because if you know my brand and you know my program, you know that we don't drink here at the Glow. So tell us a little bit about that, Miss Britt.
I know. So I find that interesting. So that was probably the hardest thing for me to do when we started. And it was really definitely a self-finding moment. I think I was with you for 5 or 6 months, so I did not drink at all for those 5 or 6 months. It was not allowed.
Wow.
And you know what? Everyone should do that, because you can do it. Like I've never had children, but one of the things that you said, it was like, ladies, you have a baby for 9 months and you don't drink. Why can't you do it for 4 months? And I'm like, that's brilliant. I mean, it's true. So, yeah, that was one of the hardest things for me, but it was also a self-finding thing. So I definitely don't drink like I did before I started, that's for sure. So yeah.
But it is part of your job. Like, I remember you telling me when we were talking on the phone before you joined that it's part of your job to do like tastings or like be with clients. And so how did you manage that?
So when I was with you, I was strictly in wine sales. So let's say you were out and about. I mean, some of those things you don't have to taste, but you spit. So you have a sip and then you spit in a cup. And that is very common practice in wine world. So that's not out of the ordinary. It would be like the after party kind of thing, where either you just go for a little bit and go home, or and that's what I did. I would hang out for a little bit, have dinner, because remember, we're on something strict, which is necessary though. So I think I'm a good case for you to talk to, because literally food and wine is my background, and it was hard to change my life because that's all we knew, My husband's a chef as well. So, it was fun actually to take the list that you gave us and make them taste good. And what's amazing about that is you only need like 4 or 5 ingredients and salt and pepper, and it was delicious.
Yeah.
And it was also fun for him to be like, wow, that is good. So, and
Yeah.
we still eat like that today.
I love that. Like, if a food and wine specialist and chef can do my program, then I don't really know what anyone else's excuse is. Like, what? And it just is a true testament of, like, when you want something bad enough, when you want change bad enough, nothing will get in the way of that. Not your job, not a husband who is a chef. Like, nothing can stop you from getting to your destination.
No, like you get fed up with your own shit, like you said. And I was just like, I don't care what it takes. What was great about having him is we had the scale, so I didn't have to buy that. I was like,
Right.
how do you weigh your food? So we already have the equipment.
Perfect. And it's literally like $10 on Amazon.
I mean, I still weigh my food to this day. It's been over a year. I started with you at the end of April, still weighing my food.
Amazing.
I mean, we can eyeball it now, but I don't.
Yeah. It's like, either I'd rather know, like, okay, how much am I consuming, when it's important to you and you want to stay at a certain weight or you're reaching a goal. Like, it's just, honestly, it's just something you do. And of course, in the beginning, it might be like, okay, this is annoying or it's extra. But just like anything else, it just becomes a habit.
Well, it's life changing. I mean, that's my lifestyle, and it won't ever change now. It's really easy. But learning macros and all of that was a little bit difficult. But having you, it was so helpful. And the apps, I mean, you're still doing my workouts to this day. So I remember the thing was, I want to love my body naked, and I do.
I love it. Yes, I'm going to show side by side of your progress. And I believe you had lost, was it 20 pounds in 3 months?
It was 17
17
in about 4.
in about 4 months.
Yeah, and I remember I was like, I need to lose 5 pounds. Right.
Well, it was probably a lot of that, and you guys will see from her before and after, was inflammation and just things that were going on in your body because of alcohol consumption, inflammatory foods. What I do see the most is just a lot of toning, lifting, smoothing, and I mean, that's amazing. Some people don't have a bunch of weight to lose.
I mean, I just got really tight. I'm ripped.
Yes, you are ripped. Okay. What was the hardest, I was going to say hardest obstacle, but that's like the same thing. What was the biggest obstacle you would say in doing the program?
I always have worked out, so that wasn't the problem. And I've also feel like anyone can work out. I think nutrition is a big one. And you think that you're being healthy, but you're not. And then portion control. But for me, the hardest one was my job and the alcohol with that. Me being from New Orleans, we are
My gosh.
partiers. So I think that was my biggest obstacle. And then once you start to figure it out, and I've always meal planned and meal prepped. It was just, taking out the 17 things and having just 5. Like, it didn't need to be so complicated.
Yeah.
And I feel amazing. I sleep amazing. I get off the electronics early, and I preach and everybody around me. So yeah, it's so great.
I love that.
So happy. Like, I'm glowing. I'm excited. My attitude is different. Like, I went in wanting to lose weight and I came out like a whole new human being where like I can just brush things off or just keep going, and like how I handle everything is different. I'm a better person.
That's beautiful. And I say this a lot, but people do come in like you. Most women come in wanting to lose weight. That's the biggest thing you think is like plaguing you until 4-6 months later, when you're like, wow, like I'm no longer a people pleaser. I no longer like get knocked all the way down at tiny little problems. I have more control over my food. I'm more confident. I'm glowing. You're like, oh wait, the weight loss was like the last piece of it,
It's all connected, it's insane how it's all connected. And then seeing my mom go through all this dementia stuff, I just was like, I don't want to end up like this. So I'm not, and like nothing is gonna stop me, like nothing.
Nothing.
It's so great.
And I was saying that before in another interview, or was I just saying it with you? I don't know. But when you want something, nothing's getting in the way. It's like you're going to get there no matter what.
And it's great because you just have to put in the work, and it's not easy, but it's worth it.
Totally. And I always say that I'm like, my program is simple. I believe that like the more simple, boring food plan is going to get you your results.
Yeah.
So it's simple. Is it easy? Absolutely not. Because you're also dealing with your surroundings. And like, Britt, what I love about what you said about being from New Orleans, and you're like, this is a party city. And I can't tell you the amount of times I speak to women who are, well, I come from an Italian family, or, my family's European and we drink, and I'm Irish. And it's like, it doesn't matter what you think your identity is. You can create a whole new one, which is exactly what you did.
Yeah.
By choosing what was important to you.
If people are mad at you for not drinking, then they're not your people.
Yeah, that's like somebody being mad at you for not partaking and doing heroin. Like, it's literally the same thing.
well, right there, but it's poison.
It is poison. And that must be hard coming from someone who works in the alcohol industry. You know, but you can't ignore facts, and it is a toxin. So I'm so happy that you're talking about this. So, okay, so biggest challenge was the food, but you got through that.
Yeah. Biggest challenge was food and like my job.
Your job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you have winemakers in and out, you have them, you have to host them, you're doing events and all of that stuff. So the events became easy because remember you can spit, but
Yeah.
the after party, when I was always kind of the life of the after party with everyone, just going out and having a blast. So, you changing your identity. People are like, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fucking great. I'm just taking a break. It's a good
Was it
solid break.
Were you still able to have just as much fun?
I would say at first no, I kind of felt like withdrawn,
Yeah.
because then you feel like people are judging you, but then once you get into it, I don't care what other people think.
Yeah. And that you are actually like, when you start something like this, like, oh, I'm not going to drink, or I'm going to eliminate gluten, dairy, sugar. It's very like, what are you doing to most people? You are withdrawing yourself from the group mind, from the group mentality. You have to remember, most people are not doing what we do. So it's very normal to feel excluded or lose friends, and people like start judging you. Like, it's gonna happen.
Oh, for sure. You just have to tune it out, and that's hard. You have to be really strong. Like, so of course I want a piece of pizza. I'm not going to eat it. Do you think I want that glass of wine? Yeah, I'm not going to fucking have it. I mean, you just get to the point where like I'm not doing it, and
Yeah. We all want it.
we want the things,
All of us.
but we're not doing it.
But we choose. It's just kind of like, I use this analogy a lot. Like, sure, you're married, right? Like, there might be a dude that you're like, wow, that guy is hot. Like, you want it in the moment. Are you going to have it? No. You're going to choose your husband, because that's what being married means. So when you choose health, you marry your health, and there's going to be temptation everywhere. And you have to just be like, no, thank you. No, thank you. And you guys, we just get better and stronger at saying no.
Yep.
But it doesn't mean that we don't want the things or sometimes have a setback. Like, I posted a reel about my autoimmune disease the other day, and it's like, just because I reversed it and just because I lost the weight doesn't mean I don't have times when it takes over me or I feel effect to it. But the point is we recover.
Yeah. Well, this guy, what's his name? James Clear. Don't 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 mess up twice, whatever his words are. Great, do it once and go right back to what you're doing. I mean, it's not the end of the world. People make mistakes. Just hop right back on the train.
Yep, exactly. And I think that's when you do a program like this, you learn tools that also help you. You're like, like, okay, I fell off, but I can fast tomorrow. Or I know that I can just go right back to counting my macros, eliminating these foods, and boom, I'm good. You learn tools to actually help you forever.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that's priceless. Once I learned that, it was like, cool, now I have full control over my health. It cannot control me anymore.
Well, and once you do that, that goes with every other situation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all connected. So like,
True.
the thing with my mom, for example, like I'm going to take control of it. It can't take control over me. I mean, that's some hard shit. So
Hell yeah.
I feel like having you and doing that program helped me handle the situation better. Like, what he says, winter is coming. Well, and now you get out of winter faster.
And you feel warmer during winter. You've got like a coat of shield of like, okay, I'm shielding myself from the cold. You're not just like, totally just dying.
You're gonna get out of it, and you get out of it quicker because now you have the tools to do that.
Yeah, so true.
It's so good. It's just so good.
I love it. There was something else I wanted to ask you. When you Why did you join? Was it just to lose these 5 pounds?
I was a gymnast. I've always been really fit. I was a level 10 gymnast when I was a child. So, yeah. So I was looked in the mirror one day and I'm like, nothing is working anymore. Like the workouts, whatever, I'm eating clean. I'm not eating clean enough. I was even using containers and Beachbody. That's where I saw you, was on Beachbody. So I followed you for a long time. And then I saw you doing that program and I'm like, I will work with her one day. And it was just time to do so. Like I was just disgusted. Like I looked, well, you'll see them. Well, to me, I mean, everybody has their own limits, right? I was just like, we could call it poofy. My belly was poofy. When I know I used to have a 6-pack, and like, I'm like, how is Autumn looking like this and I'm not? So, and I'm doing all the same shit. So I'm missing something. So, I was like, I'm working with you. I don't care what it takes, and I'm glad I did. You'll never go back.
I love it. Britt, you're amazing. And, I can't do my job without you making me look good, without you doing the work.
Well,
And
you're so good.
thank you. I
No,
appreciate
you're helping so many people, and I always talk about you, whether they sign up or not, at least they might follow you and like learn something, you know?
Yes.
So, I mean, you have done so much for me in so many ways, and I'm just like, I'm happier all the time,
Ugh. Like to me, that's like the biggest reward. Yes, the weight is great.
right?
The body transformation is beautiful. But what happens to like my women internally and as a result, like the confidence, the joy and the control that's it for me. That's all.
Well, plus you're nice. You're nice. I'm nice to everyone and helping everyone, and you want to give and all the things.
Wow. That's so awesome. I love it, Britt.
I love you. Thank you.
I love you. Before we go, is there anything that you would say to a woman out there who, let's say she's been following me for a long time, or maybe she's new and she's like, oh, I need help, but she's having doubts about it. What would you tell her?
Um, the doubts. I mean, you are doubting that you can do it, but you should change your words and say, what if I succeed? You know, most of our thoughts are negative, but we can change them with reprogramming, which I also learned from you. And so instead of thinking that way, think, well, what happens when I succeed? Because you will. And switch your words, like that one word, which is like, I have to work out. No, I get to work out. Like every little thing like that makes a difference, but just go for it. I mean, it's fucking hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard shit, but we can all do it. You just have to do it and don't give up and keep going. And then you have you, and then you have your whole team, and then the calls. I mean, I still talk to you via an app or a text or Instagram. So someone is always there, even if it's you or Kara, but
Yep.
just do it.
And you have to like get in alignment with women who think like how you want to think, or who live the life you want to live. Like we all have to be connected, because there are so many negative forces around us all the time that we need each other. Like I need you guys just as much as you need me, and the community and the support, and just the aligning is pretty life-changing just right there. So, and she's right, it is hard, but it's harder to be in a body that you hate. It's harder to be uncomfortable and disgusted with yourself and disappointed in yourself.
Yeah.
And looking at another woman and be like, why can she, but I can't? That's like, nothing good comes from feeling like that about yourself.
No, it's uncomfortable, and you know you can do it, but you don't, and you give up. And like you should just see what you can do. And like in 4 months, it's insane. And then just keep going.
Yeah, it's like 4 months is going to go by like that.
It's quick, actually. And then like you see the results. There's another saying, something like you see the results and you just keep going because it looks and feels so good.
Yeah. And you guys heard Britt, like her mindset is elevated. It's not just, she didn't just come here and dropped some pounds. Her mindset, you can hear it, like the way that she thinks and the reprogramming and I get to, like, those are the kinds of things that we also talk about here at the Glow Up with Claude that make such a difference. It's not just about go to the gym and eat your food.
It's not.
No. So that's, people will be like, if it was just about diet and exercise, then it would be easy. And I'm like, it's not just about that. That's the whole point.
Go to the gym, eat your food.
Count your macros, go to the gym. Like if it were really that simple, like we would all just be walking around like fucking, I don't know, Autumn.
And
she
her
works hard
too, so.
Huh?
She works hard too.
She works very hard and she never stops working hard. I have a lot of respect for that woman. So, but yeah, it's all here, and believing in yourself that you can do it, and then trusting and taking that jump.
It's worth it.
Yeah. Never give up on yourself.
Well, what do we say? We never fail, we learn, and we grow.
That's it.
Yep.
That's so true. And you can never give up on yourself. Don't ever do that.
No.
Because chances are it's not the program that didn't work. It's just you. And so you have to keep going until you elevate to the place where you succeed.
I think a lot of people have a problem saying it's me. I need to look within. And if you can't do that, then you have to do that. I mean, a lot of it is you.
Yeah.
Well, it's all you.
It's
Everything is you. Everything is up to you. Your life, your health, your weight, everything. It's your fault, whether it's good fault or bad fault.
Yeah.
And once you realize that,
Yeah,
that helps too. I mean, this is all the stuff I've been learning in the self-development for the last year and a half. It's great.
You're awesome, Britt.
You're awesome.
Yeah. I'm so glad we had this conversation today, and I'm so glad that you made time for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for inspiring all the women that are going to be listening to this podcast. It's because of women like you that this is possible. So thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you. We're grateful for you, and keep fighting the good fight. No matter what they say, because you're doing what you need to do. You're helping people.
Thank you, Britt. I appreciate you so much.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.